Welcome to Trade Doc, the Theta Options Trader, where we recap today's close, look at the futures, scan our ETF watch list, spot opportunity. I'd like you all to subscribe to catch these daily recaps. Today is Monday, January 30th, 2017. Markets just closed about 45 minutes ago. And taking a look, the markets were all red, averaging down about 0.75%. With the Russell leading the way down 1.25%, the Dow was down a little bit over 0.5%, down 122 points. They're actually down a little lower during the day. Take a look at the futures, and they're probably not moving much. You see the Russell down 1.25, majors are down and bonds are down, so that's like pretty opposite right there. The VIX is up almost 0.5%. Crude was down almost a full percent, down to 52.67. Natural gas down almost 4% at 3.22. Gold is pretty much, it was up by 0.5%, pretty much unchanged, still 11.97. Silver is pretty much unchanged, but it's past a little bit over 17.13. Copper came down, so I like it to come down a little bit more. It was down almost a full percent. The Nikkei got slammed at 1.5%, so it's like following the Russell up here. The dollar was down 0.1%, bringing a couple currencies up and down. Here's the British pound down a 0.5%, and the Mexican peso was up 0.5%. So Mexico is flexing its muscles there. See the soft metals, nickel was up almost 3%, and aluminum was down. It's a good pairs trade there. And platinum was up 2.25%. And I actually have Bitcoin investments here. It's the only ETF that you can trade for Bitcoin. I'm looking to get long that, and they were down 2%. I usually don't bring that up. Taking a look at the charts, here's oil. They were down 1%. Still trading options in there. No short triple leverage ETF on this. Still see it kind of moving down, and possibly it's just going to trade sideways for a while. XOP, I took off my bearish position on the ETF DRIP, so I closed that position out for a good profit. You know, it was kind of like in the middle of the day, right when they hit this yellow line was my signal, and you know, I'm out of that. Natural gas went long. Natural gas, so taking some, I put some option strategy, as well as bought a first of UGAZ. Gold kind of neutral here, still trading options. Still have this hedge on, haven't taken it off, and I'd like it to move down before taking the hedge off. Gold miners, I'm starting to build a position here, but I don't have any position in anything else. Actually, I should just put that I just closed out the rest of it today, because I wanted to allocate it into something else, which was the silver miners. So I'm actually changed that to silver mining instead of gold miners, and that's one of the ETFs I don't follow, but I'm sure I'll probably add it on here and there. Silver, I didn't do anything with it. I did some options thing here. I just kind of rolled down a little bit to get more theta, and I see silver moving down, but it's gonna have an explosive move up eventually. I think it's got to go down to this line here before it moves back up, and I'll just kind of highlight that. It's my line. So what I do, create alert. If it crosses by SLV, and that's it. As soon as it touches that, I'll buy another share of that. Here's energy sector, and they were down almost 2% here. So there was a couple ways to play it, but I don't go extra long energy. Here's utility sector, and with the movement that's been doing for a while, and they closed up above this 20-day moving average. You can see the relative strength kind of moving down as well. I'm gonna actually put an option strategy on, not today, not in the morning, anything like that, but I'm definitely gonna put this on to take advantage of this sideways movement, because this is like since December 14th. I mean, every week I could have closed out some some calendars out every single week, so that's 4 weeks that went by and I didn't take advantage of this sideways action. So it's eventually gonna break out, but I'm gonna do something there. Is industrial sector, and they were down almost a full percent. Came down the morning session, came up and closed right below this trend line, so it's still a good place to short. Material sector, same thing. And these couple sectors, I'm gonna switch them up because this kind of, I don't really trade it. There's not enough options volume in it. There's not enough liquidity, and that's kind of like what I look at. I don't really go into, especially now, I'm not a full-time yet, so I don't really look for the individuals. I've been pretty much trading ETFs. XLV is one that I did open a position on using LABU, and I expect that to move down and pick some more up at 66, 68. I mean 68, 68, where I have my signal. But again, I bought it pretty much at the low of the day just because I did have an alert set up, and it hit it. I bought it, and I'm up, even though this was down 0.5%. Real estate, I'm still short. Didn't close that out. I'm gonna keep holding it until 75, and that's via DRV. Home builders, I actually closed this out. That triple leverage ETF, CLAW, CLAW, and that was a nice 10% gainer on there. Not a lot of volume. I think it was only like 400 shares traded today, and I actually bought it back sold it at market, so I lost a little bit on it, but I'm still up 10% from this move when I opened it up last Thursday, I believe. So home builders, gonna get short again, just want them to go up again. Retail sector, I'm actually building a position here, so nothing crazy, just bought a little bit more Groupon there, like the major ones on this index, and probably like the strongest one. I don't do the retail or triple leverage retail. XLF, I'm still short. I don't like this action that it did right here. Big swing today. So I mean, it's still good to have a short position. Still trading this channel. Hit the middle of this channel here and bounced up. Still below its 20-day moving average. Still coming off of overbought, so it's still a good place to hold. Here I put this option strategy in, which is right here. So I say it's gonna stay in between. It's gonna trade that for the next couple of weeks. The Dow still short. Seeing some profits. They were down 0.5%. Qs are still short. They were down 0.75%. IW1 came right in between my price box, which was between these red two lines. I said I get my biggest profit in this area. I'm gonna roll these because just the way that I trade. I'm gonna roll these probably by the end of the week. XLE, I bought some dividend ETF back, so going long emerging markets via dividend ETFs. Nothing in Japan, nothing in China, though I'm trying to get long. And India just keeps rocketing slowly, and I don't have a position on it. I like them to come down so I can get a position on it. Russia was down 1.75%, so it's like big swings in Russia. Europe was pretty much unchanged. The British pound was down 0.5%. The dollar was down 0.1%, and the VIX had a big swing today. Volumes picking up 2.25%. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. Peace.